TikTok presents itself as the last bright corner of the internet. Yet, many people believe that the app conceals a shadowy side that lies beneath the app's surface. A startlingly advanced artificial intelligence that has learnt what kinds of things people enjoy to the point where it can predict their preferences. 1 billion users were added to the TikTok platform in under half of the time it required using Facebook. The West has traditionally criticized China for duplicating technology breakthroughs. But now Silicon Valley is hurrying to emulate the Chinese app in reaction to TikTok's short films. This contrasts with the traditional view that China steals technological advances from the West. Short videos were first made available on YouTube, and Reels were made available on Instagram. TikTok uses recommendations as its primary method of discovery, in contrast to Instagram, which organizes your feed based on the photographs and videos posted by the users you follow. You notice that you are watching videos posted by persons whose content you have never chosen to watch and whose followers you do not follow. This is the content that TikTok thinks will appeal to you the most. Imagine what the effects would be of watching a never-ending stream of 15 or 32-second videos for an hour and a half every day. The typical amount of time that users spend on the platform each day. This spike of dopamine is highly addictive. A study conducted by researchers at the Technical University of Denmark discovered that the steady flow of information provided by social media can cause our ability to focus and pay attention to deteriorate over time. Such as books, web searches, the popularity of films, and other areas. To put it another way, having a shorter attention span has repercussions for every facet of your life. When was the last time you watched a whole film while sitting in your own living room? Are you even able to sit through older films that go at a more leisurely pace? No, Mr. Matashek, please excuse us. This is not for us. Or, what is even more concerning, what will happen if our society is filled with people who lack the concentration to think things through or finish projects that take a lot of time? Similar to how television news in the 70s cut reports down to 1 minute and 30 seconds in order to maintain the attention of the television audience. Our attention span, which used to be measured in minutes, is now being measured in seconds thanks to TikTok. Anything that is significantly longer than that is not worth our time unless we are extremely interested in the topic in question. Is it the case that a 30-minute film on YouTube today feels like an interminably drawn-out documentary? Our tendency to look at screens is quite literally doing physical harm to our brains. Those who are addicted to online gaming and the internet have been proven in multiple studies to have a decreased volume of gray matter in their brains. Because it contains a significant number of neurons, gray matter is responsible for the processing of information within the brain. Therefore, the excessive time you spend on your phone is literally causing the tissue in your brain to deteriorate. A significant portion of the damage is concentrated in the frontal lobe, the factor that has a significant impact on one's level of achievement in other aspects of life, such as the workplace or personal relationships. The grade of the videos that you're watching is also an important consideration here. Recently, there has been a lot of speculation that the version of TikTok that is exhibited in China is not the same as the one used in the United States. A user said on Quora that his TikTok feed is full with teenagers doing foolishly, whereas his Douyin feed is loaded with self-improvement photography, travel, calligraphy, life hacks, trivia, intriguing new goods, and of course, cute puppy cat videos. Douyin is the Chinese name for TikTok. By the way, in China, people under the age of 14 are only allowed to use Douyin for a total of 40 minutes each day and are prohibited from doing so from the hours of 10 o'clock at night until 6 in the morning. Both of these TikToks are very different from one another in significant ways. According to comments made by social media specialist Tristan Harris in an interview with 60 Minutes, the company creates a spinach version of TikTok for use within the United States, while exporting the opium version to the rest of the globe. Perhaps this is an indication of the disparity between the goals that Chinese and American children have for their professional lives. The majority of children in China have the ambition of one day working for NASA in the United States. The majority of children have the goal of becoming influential users of social media. In the final days of his presidency, Donald Trump made many attempts, none of which were successful, to either outlaw TikTok in the United States or compel the Beijing corporation that controls it to sell, talk, and dance American guns to a domestic buyer. Privacy concerns are typically raised as one of the most common complaints regarding TikTok. The Chinese government has the authority to request any information it wants from businesses based in the nation. A devastating investigation published by BuzzFeed in June 2022 stated that employees working for TikTok in China routinely accessed user data belonging to users in the United States. TikTok has never wavered from its stance that data originating from the United States must be kept within the country. At the moment, this data is held on the servers of Oracle, an American corporation. In addition, the company's chief executive officer recently stated at an event hosted by the New York Times that no data pertaining to Americans had been given to the Chinese government. To the best of our knowledge, no government from another country has ever approached us for information about users in the United States. And if they did, you can bet that we will tell them no. On the other hand, Washington is not buying it. After the FBI warned that TikTok could be used by China for spying, members of Congress in both the House and the Senate introduced legislation in December that could lead to the app's prohibition in the United States. Following a vote, the Senate decided to prohibit the use of the app TikTok on all government-issued mobile devices. As of the time when this video was created, it has not yet been approved by the House and must do so before it can be sent to President Biden for his signature. The popularity of TikTok is skyrocketing. It was the app that received the most downloads in 2021, and it continues to hold that title in 2022. Even though it may have begun as a dancing app, it is quickly transitioning into a news source for the millennial generation. Objection involves the use of hearsay, such as during Johnny Depp's defamation trial against his ex-wife, Amber Heard, who he had previously been married to. A bee was stepped on by my dog. Newsthink has a TikTok account, and they use it in the hopes of enlightening and educating others in a short amount of time. However, the problem lies in the fact that the amount of time is so limited. We have an insatiable appetite for ever-increasing amounts of information in ever-shrinking amounts of time, which may one day lead to catastrophe. TikTok is increasingly being used as a source for news. That's all for today. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel Hustle Originals, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.